What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to be piloting a bit of a new series here, so you guys are the guinea pigs, so let me know what your guys' feedback are. But this is a series where I give you basically the quick updates on this week of ESO, the things that you guys all should be doing this week on ESO, because it's a very big week, and likely if there's other weeks like this, I'll do a similar kind of review, but this is going to talk about things like the campaign rewards, what's selling right now, what you should be purchasing, what's not selling, maybe some daily quests that you should or shouldn't be doing just based on some market changes. So it'll be a very fast overview of things. So obviously if you have questions, comments, ideas, put it in the comments below. We're still doing the giveaway. The drawing will be here soon. But let us jump into the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and that is campaign rewards tier 1. So for those of you who do not know, that if you get to campaign rewards tier 1, which is only 20,000 AP, which may sound like a lot to you, but I promise it's not. But let's talk about it. So you see my little green bar here on this character, as I've started it, but I haven't fully finished this guy yet. I took one keep, and that's the progress. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, Jake, why do I want to get to rewards tier 1? It is 50 transmutes per tune, which means that if you did that on 6 characters, 300 transmutes, and I can already hear you thinking to yourself, and we're not going to have any of these negative thoughts, but Jake, I don't have a PvP build. You don't need a PvP build. Anyone can man a trebuchet, anyone can man a battering ram, anyone can sit and heal. If you have your healing characters that you use for dungeons, you can heal. If you have tanks, you can get up there and you can help with moving the battering rams. It's not hard, and tons of people do it. It is the best way to farm transmutes. That is why my transmutes are generally full 90% of the time, and capped at 1,000 is because I do this. You can see I got 3 days left. It's ending on, I believe, the Thursday that Mid-Year Mayhem starts. So please, please, please farm and get as many characters as you can. 20,000 AP is only about 4 keeps taken. 4 keeps can literally be less than 30 to 45 minutes worth of work. I tell you guys, it is super quick. I really encourage you guys all to do it. You also get a lot of really good AP gear that you guys can use. You get a lot of other things and goodies that you can sell. You get straight up gold. So the other rewards that you get too are also really, really nice. So please just consider doing this, even if you're on a PvE character. So going into the next talking point that I wanted to talk to you guys about is dragons. Dragons are hot. Dragons are so hot right now that farming dragons right now is the most profitable thing that you could probably be doing with your time. But there is a bit of a catch. So part of the reason that dragons are so profitable is because of the upcoming PvP event. You might be asking yourself, well, why are dragons and PvP tied to one another? And that's simply because dragons drop things that make potions. That's the easy answer that I can give you. And then potions are very high in sell volume right now because of the upcoming Mid-Year Mayhem event. Because the potions that are made with the dragon bile, with the dragon blood, with the dragon rheum are used essentially to make really good PvP potions. And PvE potions too, basically ulti regen pots. Now, the dragon rheum is definitely the most interesting piece of this, because dragon rheum is harvested from dragons, but you have to complete the quest, The Good Bits, which is unlocked after completing 20 quests for the Dragon Sanctorum. So only some of you will have done 20 quests, but that's also going into the bottleneck of the economy. So let me just describe this bottleneck for you guys very quickly. A new zone is released. High Isle is a great example. Everything's valuable in High Isle. Everyone farms it. Then everyone leaves it. Nobody farms it anymore because something new comes out. High Isle 2 Electric Boogaloo comes out. Everyone leaves High Isle 1, goes to High Isle 2, for example. But High Isle 1 has very valuable things, say dragons. People need those things because dragons only exist in certain areas. The demand will then slowly rise as people kind of pick off all of the dragon components off the market and use them for themselves, but nobody else is going and putting these dragon pieces back on the market. So that's why something like Harrow Storms might start off and be like, well, you don't make shit for money doing Harrow Storms, and then it slowly gains up in value. Except Dragon Blood and the other pieces of the dragon, the rheum, which I believe is like dragon spit or saliva, whatever the technical term is, and then blood and bile. The reason that is getting kind of this exponential increase right now is because of the upcoming PvP event. That's the easiest answer that I can give you. So that's something I think you guys should consider farming. And if you do not have a character that's completed the quest, the good bits, I would start farming those dailies. Also note too that the actual rewards for doing that and the Southern Elsewhere are really good. We're going to talk a little bit about daily quests after we talk about consumables and what to sell in this market. So, table that thought in your head for a couple minutes, but it's really worth doing. So, let's talk about generally now what's worth selling. So, generally, PvP consumables, Tri-Stat potions, Bewitched Sugar Skulls, other buff foods that buff, health, magicka, stamina, those are going to be selling pretty hot, as everyone kind of goes through them, because everyone's going to need them. Generally, too, there's not very many people that do Cyrodiil on a daily basis. That's like your base level market. So you have PvP, goods that are being sold on the market, and then you have a player base that's kind of meeting that demand, selling, because that's going to be the very level market. When you have quadruple the amount of people entering Cyrodiil, using buff foods, using consumables, using all these different things, you're going to see a spike in the market. And that spike's going to affect things that are used, like Columbines, for example, in the market, to make these potions and consumables. It affects, obviously, Dragon Realm, because we talked about that. And it's going to affect other things like flour, it's going to affect honey, it's going to affect everything that's used to make things like Bewitched Sugar Skulls, for example. Perfect Row will probably also see an increase. The citrus fruit that's used to be making the Cyrodiil fillets, so you can, go out and get a little bit of an AP buff. All that stuff's going to spike in value because the actual demand for it is going to skyrocket during this next 2-week event. So just kind of consider that as you kind of head on forward here. But the biggest thing that I kind of wanted to wrap up with you guys for this week, because I think this is the most important concept that I really wanted to kind of hammer in for this week with you guys, is that overall, the daily quests have not, a big question that's asked is, Jake, what daily quest should I be doing? And that's a very hard question to answer. And it might seem like it should be a very easy question to answer, but here's the problem, is we've had events like the Jubilee event, we've had events like the Zenthar event, where random people are just getting motifs that are worth quintillions, and then they're listing them for pennies, and then the people who would be buying them for quintillions are buying them for pennies. So every motif has dropped in value, and most people who purchased motifs have gotten those. So you might be thinking, well, Jake, you can get furnishing plans, but then they release Tales of Tribute, and you can get a lot of furnishing plans for free by playing that. So that also causes a little bit of a hiccup into things too, because now you have players getting furnishing plans that are worth a whole bunch. They don't price check it. They're just like, listed for a couple thousand. And people who are like, well, I would have paid hundreds of thousands for this. Now I can snipe it for a couple thousand. And once they have that motive, they're done. Or that furnishing plan, they don't need it again. So that's kind of why there's this bottleneck in daily quest farming. And set gear, for example, well, what was one of the number one ways to get the Zenthar event? Farming world bosses. Farming world bosses gives you a lot of overland gear and weapons, and those are the other things that you would be getting, from daily quest rewards. So that's why there's this huge lack of demand for daily quests right now. So people ask me what should I be doing daily? Really, I just recommend things like your daily writs, your daily Imperial City quest, your daily dungeon, your daily battleground. That's kind of it. If I had to pick dailies, I would consider things like Southern Elsewhere. But if you're looking to farm for gold, farming dragons right now is in. The other alternative that I'll give you guys, could you stay around to the end of the video, you absolute units of individuals? Hollow City inside Cold Harbor is one of the best places to get re-ingredients for every potion that can be made in the base game. So basically every non-DLC item can mostly be picked up in the Hollow City very quickly, very efficiently, very fast. So that's my little tip to you guys. And the last thing I'm going to be adding on this video is, I don't have a like goal on this video, but I will bribe you that for every person that likes this video, I will give Evie one head scratch. And she is a Velcro kitty, so she absolutely loves it. So if you guys, there's 10,000 likes on the video, she will take 10,000 head scratches. But As a double bonus, for every person that subscribes on this video, I will give her one neck scratch, which she is her favorite. So if you stayed around, I mean, you're a pretty loyal person. You might as well, give her a head scratch and a neck scratch. That's what she deserves. And that's what, she gets every time I come home. I actually came home super late today, so she is very close to me right now because she's like, "You're not going to leave again, are you? You came home at 8 o'clock at night. Where are you going? What were you doing this whole day? Why do you smell like you've been in 50 people's houses?" I work for CPS. I've been in like tons of people's houses today, just being like, "Hey, what's going on here? Let's stop all that, hootenanny. Not enough of that. All right, on to the next." But that's going to wrap up this video. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the series. Leave a comment in the comment below for being entered in the giveaway, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.